Prologue. Hundreds of pairs of eyes glowed, unblinking, all directed to the Queen. The daughter's eye shone brightly, fully open, her reflection rippling in the waves. The sea was calm tonight, the air hot and still, the sand dry under their paws. Mice scuttled in the shadows, but the cats made no move to catch them. It was a perfect time to hunt, but tonight they would all go hungry. The cats watched a wiry tabby emerge from the first lair, their heads bowed and their forepaws together in respect. She was the first mother of the whole colony, and as their queen, she was the closest creature to Babasta who lived. As kittens, almost every one of them had been licked clean by her tongue, and felt the wrath of her paw when they'd been disobedient. Now she had an announcement, and every cat who lived on the beach had gathered to hear it. Some noticed how she trembled as she moved towards them. For the first time they considered that one day there would be a world without her. What would happen then? But the cats remained still. They had been taught well, and knew how to keep their emotions private. Knowing that the cats could see it, Hattie tried to control her shakes, but she was so tired. Hundreds of cats waited for her to speak, and she didn't know what to tell them. A lie? Impossible. She couldn't lie to her family. Love for her kin was the one thing that had sustained her throughout all the long, painful years. The truth? Absolutely not. They would kill her in an instant, queen or not. As she came closer, Hattie saw fear wash over the cats as fur rose on the backs of their necks. Seeing their reaction, she stopped. She looked behind her and saw the spots of red left behind in her paw prints. She looked down at her claws and saw they dripped blood. The cats saw it too. Hattie dug her claws into the ground and pulled herself up tall. There was no time to wash. There was no time for reassurances. She stared hard into the faces of the cats and took a deep breath. I stand before you today as your leader. This time the cats couldn't control their glances to each other or the twitching of their tails. What was she talking about? A female couldn't be a leader. Everyone knew that. And besides, they already had their leader, the only leader they had ever known and could ever want. So what did Queen Hattie mean? They couldn't stop staring at the blood on her paws. There was so much of it, and it had come from the nest of the leader. Some cats stood, some stalked. Tails swished, and the deep rumble of growls rose above the sound of the waves. Hattie tried to speak above it. We are the greatest colony of free cats in the world, and we have enjoyed many years of peace. Peace? Yes, that made sense. Peace under the rule of the leader. So where was he? Why was he allowing this? But today, the time of peace has come to an end. Their growls grew louder. And now, I must ask you to make the choice of your lives.